Vortex, I mean, it's going to make for a pretty interesting game, especially here on Brawlhalla, where the map is very small, and, you know, you got to be able to be a lot more careful with your attack options.
Absolutely, and one thing that I do want to mention, the 46 top 32 placements coming out from Phazon. Phazon has a lot of experience, but hardymj seems to be very, very experienced on this greatsword, being one of the earlier greatsword players, definitely being very experienced on it, doing well to build up the damage. But Phazon is now on the side where you don't need a lot of damage to be able to find the KOs, and Jesus Christ, that could have been a single read to end the stock for Phazon. hardymj is looking solid.
Yeah, he is, and this greatsword is definitely doing him a lot of favors here with the first strike with that Nair. I mean, that's one of the things about greatsword that I love, is that Nair ability is super, super good as a KO option. And you see the strings here, the reads coming in from hardymj, gets the recovery, but is unable to follow up on it, unfortunately. But Faison has been able to do nothing but watch his screen. It's like a quick time event, a movie, if you will, as hardymj continues to get these reads.
To anyone that plays Greatsword, it's time to open OBS right now. You don't want to be forgetting about this. hardymj is going absolutely crazy. Phazon is kind of struggling to respond so far, trying to get themselves a little bit of a break so they can recalibrate and just set themselves up for success. Managed to find that side sig, building a little bit of space, and now just intruding on hardymj's space. Very, very fast response coming out from hardymj. Now with the offstage opportunity, not able to find anything huge. Never mind. That's a weapon throw into Nair. That's some flashy stuff.
Yeah, Cody, who's Cody? hardymj, my bad, is definitely taking it to task here with this greatsword, but Faison is not out of this yet. He's got the first stock down on to hardymj here, and now he has the weapon, so now it's Faison's turn to take control of this game and try to take back some of that, you know, so what he lost there, he's going to try his best to do so. I mean, again, he is on this side. He's definitely a pretty good side player himself. Now hardymj is going to be on the sword here, while Phazon's going to stay on that side. But as you can see, Phazon's doing a good job of keeping that damage. He's not falling too far behind hardymj. He just needs to find the KO right here and try to bring this game back.
Oh, and there it is!
Going to do it. Phazon on the verge now of turning this back around on the hardymj. So this is exactly what we wanted to see. A good job from Phazon.
This could definitely be going either way. Both of these players on weapons that can add up a lot of damage very quickly, and that's KO on Orange with a single read. hardymj coming in here to show all of us why not only he, but also Greatsword should never be underestimated. A huge performance coming out from them. This really just sets the tone for how they want to play this set, really. hardymj, very, very well done. Phazon is gonna need to try to recalibrate after that, give themselves a little bit of a mental reset, give yourself that pep talk, and go in here and try again.
Yeah, and hardymj, you know, with that, you know, the Shungoku Satsu pose there, doing Gotetsu proud as he takes game one pretty decisively. But the thing with Phazon is that he's definitely going to try to come back at this one. But hardymj, he's leaving no remorse here on to Phazon right now. He might just go for it here.
20
and
seconds.
That's going to be it. No damage,
Clean
0 to death. First strike to hardymj, and the onslaught just continues, and he's still not done.
That's a 20-second clean stock, ladies and gentlemen. hardymj sticking to this greatsword with a firm grip on that massive chunk of steel, doing phenomenally so far against Faison, and Faison is still trying to find a response to this, trying to maneuver all of these different options that you need to keep on mind when you're fighting a greatsword, with it being such a complex weapon.
Yeah, and Faison is just having a lot of trouble here trying to return that damage. It seems like as long as hardymj has got that greatsword, there's not a whole lot that Faison can do. Unless hardymj goes for options like that, he's going to find some damage there. We are also on Mammoth Fortress, so it's a lot harder to KO on this map. Faison going to try and, you know, read out what Hardy's trying to do. Goes for that ground pound, going to miss out on it, and Faison is a full stock behind, but that is exactly, I feel like you want to be in a situation, gonna take down Hardy here, and now it's 2 stocks all. This is Phazon's chance to equalize the game. How much damage can you get down onto Hardy MJ?
Faison finally able, maybe not stop, but somewhat slow down the almost unstoppable force that is Hardy MJ's crazy performance so far. Starting to do pretty good work, evening out not only the stocks but the damage. Fails to get that weapon start, now going to be unarmed, getting themselves a good couple of hits. Hardy MJ looking for any kind of option to shut them off, get that great sword. Actually, no, sticking to the sword to find themselves the KO confirm. Only thing that they really need right now is a true combo off of that. Switching over to the unarmed now. Endlight, this could be it right here. Single weapon throw.
Phazon has not lost his stock yet, and he's still going. Gets Hardy MJ off the stage right now. There's no way back, and Phazon doing a great job of maintaining patience there and really trying to find it. I mean, he's gonna try to go for the weapon there, but it's not really gonna work out. But Phazon definitely keeping this close now. JM gonna find that dare onto Phazon now, but this is definitely an advantageous spot if you're Phazon, considering how the last game went.
Absolutely, with a completely even situation, that is very that's very impressive considering the clean stock coming out from Hardy MJ, being able to reset after that, gain yourself that ability, and if you're just looking at the numbers alone, if you're able to come back from something like that, if you keep this momentum going, it's looking very good for Faison. But Hardy MJ is keeping their head high, they're coming in here using the right options, building up that damage. Faison is giving them a very hard time to kind of just run over them like they did in that first stock though. We've got ourselves a game in front of us, Abstract.
We definitely do, and if you see Phazon's playing a lot more patient, definitely biding his time now, goes for the D-Sig, not going to connect. And now Hardy MJ definitely wants to find something here. He can't really do anything right now because Phazon's not really giving anything for him to work with. And if you're the greatsword player, you don't want to be the one that's initiating always, because you miss out on that, you know, that sidelight there. If it misses, you're in a lot of trouble. But Phazon now on the verge of taking down Hardy MJ on this pick right here. The Mordex trying to find the KO, not going to do it. Throws the weapon to buy some more time. Phazon now on the verge. So close, getting that off stage. He's in the air. He's just got to get that one move. Can't quite find it, but he might be able to get the punish. Hardy MJ unable to connect.
Oh no!
And now he has the advantage, but what is he going to do with it? Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do much with it, but this is such a back and forth game as Phazon finds the recovery and will push this to a game 3.
Speaking of back and forth, that's exactly what Faison is trying to create here within the set, bringing this to the 1-1 after very strong performances coming out from Hardy MJ, able to bounce back from that, and we are actually seeing Faison hovering over that legend selection screen. If Faison were to switch up the legend here, what are you expecting?
Well, if he did switch it, I'd probably expect the Val, but he's going to opt into the Mordex again. So yeah, but I mean, you look at that damage chart, 54 damage on the sword to compare to 471 damage on that great sword. That is where Hardy MJ thrives. But at the same time, Faison do a very good job of, you know, making sure that he keeps his distance, not getting tripped up by those strings on the great sword. Because as we see, you know, if Hardy MJ, you give him a little bit, you give him 1 inch and he'll go like 10 miles with this weapon here. As you see right now, it's very hard for Faison to do anything, and he's going to get the weapon switch. So now he's going to have the greatsword available when he has to get another weapon. Faison will now take the scythe here, but the damage build is very real, and Hardy MJ is losing no time dishing out the damage to Faison.
Absolutely not, being very versatile with their options. Faison trying to maneuver around all of these options, finally manages to get a couple of hits in there, goes for the weapon throw to initiate it as well, swapping over to these gauntlets, a beautiful conversion, slowly but surely adding up the damage, and we are seeing more and more weapon throws coming out to break neutral here. You see it again coming out from Faison. These players are turning more and more patient by the second. We're not seeing any kind of explosive gameplay. It's more kind of burst-like.
Yeah, it is, and when you have players like these, especially with weapons like that, you definitely want to make sure you're using as much time as possible, really think about what you want to do. There's no such thing as rushing, you know, your KOs here, taking your time. Hardy MJ gonna find the neutral light there. First strike will be found onto Faison, and and it seems like these games are slowly getting closer and closer.
Absolutely. hardymj manages to find that first KO. They're on the greatsword still, though. And if there's anything that hardymj should have taught you about greatsword so far, is that you can rack up that damage very, very quickly. Faison managed to finally grab that weapon. Gonna try and take out hardymj as fast as possible. You've got a good couple of opportunities and options to take that stock off of them as fast as possible. But hardymj is giving Faison a really, really tough time so far. Managed to grab that site though, maybe looking for a Sair, an Ensig, anything. hardymj is just hitting him back and forth again and again, and with the Sig, that's Faison going all the way over to the right. hardymj whips out the taunt into the Ensig. It's not enough to KO. hardymj is looking so confident, but it's not enough. So very close, but it's just a couple of pixels off at this point. There it is, finally. 3 stocks against 1. A really good start for hardymj.
Yeah, showing his team's flag there at that team spirit, and it's definitely pushing him through this game. hardymj now on the verge of 3-stocking Faison, but that is clearly not something that you want to happen if you're Faison. Gonna definitely try his best to get back in this game, but he's getting punished off stage, off sides here with this greatsword. Now the reversal comes in from Phazon. He's going to try and get something done here, but another recovery is taken. The damage is done.
What?
And he could not make it back to the stage. And hardymj on the verge of taking out Phazon here in a 3-1 fashion. He's just going off the scenes.
If I'm not mistaken, also using the optimal option there to take down that stock as fast as possible. Jesus Christ, hardymj, I think that is that really what happened, or is that graph wrong?
No, that what you are seeing on your screen is real. No,
oh my
fake,
God.
all real.
Holy.
Yeah, that's what you look at. And you're just like mod check. Like, that's how you look at. You look at you're like mod check. Like that's crazy there. I mean, hardymj on this greatsword here. I mean, the sword is doing bits too, but that greatsword is really what you want to see. And Faison is now going to pull out the Onyx pick. That's definitely something that he's going to be needing to come through for him in this game 4.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like you were wrong on that legend swap, and I mean, one would have to guess that hardymj would probably not have been able to guess that very well either. So that could be something that Faison is going for, coming out here with a pick that's a little bit unexpected, maybe something they've been working on in the off season, trying to catch hardymj off guard with some new playstyle, new pick, trying to keep it funky fresh. Already starting off fairly strong with that cannon. Faison still has every opportunity to get this back and still has this opportunity to win the set.
Yeah, he does, and you know, I like the Onyx pick. It's just a very solid pick. Lots of defense will keep him alive, very durable. But that cannon as well definitely has the potential to do some crazy things there. Lots of damage buildup, lots of ways to kind of cover yourself. You know, but it also throws you forward quite a bit. I mean, you're seeing with that side light, with that side air, but you're rewarded with that with a lot of force. But now Faison does not have a weapon as hardymj goes for it, but Faison sees what he's going for. He sees right through it, tries to get the punish onto Hardy, but he goes for the side sig, and it's not going to connect. So hardymj gets to live to see another day.
A more risky option, about very high reward if that would have hit. Unfortunately though, not going to be hitting, so Faison still needs another opportunity to take this stock down. Beautiful dodge on that D-Light, but hardymj manages to find that second follow-up and get that KO. Going to be sticking to the greatsword now to try and get some huge damage build-up.
Yeah, hardymj here definitely taking a slight damage lead. And Faison now on those gauntlets, so he's gonna try and have something going in his way here. Gonna find the KO onto hardymj there, which is definitely good. That's definitely what you want to see. And you know, again, this is not like he's coming back from a 2-0. He already has a game win in his pocket. So if he can string together some moves and gets a win here, it makes it a lot easier going forward. It looks like Faison is losing no time with these cannon strings, keeping him at bay, building up that damage, and Faison might be able to just generate himself a big enough lead to where he will be able to take the lead here. And even then, look at that damage he's already built up for himself.
Absolutely. Faison keeping their head high, coming in here with a lot of confidence still, showing that they definitely have what it takes to be able to bring this back. Not wanted to be underestimated whatsoever. Is now starting to look for that KO. So it's Hardy, and out into the weapon throw. Switching it up for the gauntlets, goes for the ground pound, dash jump, turn around. That's going to be the KO coming in for Phazon, and they've got themselves that lead now.
Yeah, and now Faison has one more stock he has to get through, but again, this is hardymj. This is not going to be an easy task. But I've been liking the switch up from Faison so far, seeing what he needs to adjust in order to make progress here. Gets the dodge, doesn't quite get a whole lot for it, but hardymj is going to take a lot of punishment there from his dodge now. And as you can see, he's not on that greatsword. He's not able to do a whole lot. He is able to finish off the stock there with the DCD-let recovery. But as you can see, hardymj back on that greatsword. So we're going to see now if Faison is able to withstand it. Look at that damage he's built up for himself. This is super good for him.
Absolutely, hardymj sticking to that greatsword. On the greatsword, you have great potential to be able to turn around the tricky situations. Faison looking for any kind of a way to gain the edge over this situation and eventually find that KO. But hardymj is maneuvering these moves very well, adding up that damage, not with any huge plays, but rather just very, very cleanly exploiting the mistakes that Faison is making, adding that damage up, but so has Faison. Already getting into the range where they might be able to find that KO on hardymj. Gets an end light, maybe goes for an aerial follow-up here. Side light on the ground instead. Looking for any kind of option here. Dare could go for an offset follow-up. Instead, trying to catch that landing with another end light. Very, very patient play coming out from Faison. Not trying to push him off stage, not trying to go off stage and do anything crazy. Just want to get something clean off center stage. They know they can do it. hardymj has been struggling in the last couple of stocks to be maneuvering around them, and there it is with the gauntlet ground pound again to take off that last stock. Beautifully played from Faison.
That legend switch is exactly what Phazon needed to reset himself going into that game 4, and he's rewarded with the win here. So now going into the game 5, I suspect that he's probably going to stay on the Onyx there because it definitely gave him a lot of the durability that he needs, and also that combo potential. He's able to kind of go toe to toe now with that great sword, and even with the sword there using the gauntlets. And I think that was a very, very smart switch from Phazon. And now going into the game 5, you know, looking at the beginning of the set to now, you probably wouldn't expect it to go to game 5, but again, there's a reason why these guys are where they are in the game. I mean, look at that damage. You know, a lot more balanced damage there from hardymj between the sword and the great sword, but you look at the Phazon, and a lot of the damage definitely came from that cannon. And I think that was because Phazon was kind of pressing more on hardymj there in terms of the pressure, really kind of making it harder for him to utilize weapons. And he definitely has to kind of take the more, I guess, less preferred option, which would be the sword there.
Absolutely, and I mean, what's really, really scary about hardymj's graphs is that they're able just to keep it so incredibly flat for really long periods of time. I mean, hardymj is able to sometimes run to 20 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds without getting hit, and Faison sometimes has been struggling to get those hits in, but that legend switch has been doing them very well so far. If you're not able to match like 9 attacks in a row, you might as well just try and, you know, take those hits and make sure you have a couple of extra defense points so you can actually handle them.
Yeah, and as you see here, I mean, this is the typical game 5, I think here. Both players playing very, very patiently, respectfully with each other. But hardymj is back with those reads, back with those strings. He's got to find a way to finish off the stock here. He will not be able to find it. I mean, both of these guys definitely withstanding the test of time here. hardymj going to get onto that sword now as Faison tries to pull him down any way he can. He wants to get that opportunity. The recovery will hit, but that Onyx defense definitely doing him wonders there, but it will not be enough. First strike to hardymj.
hardymj barely taking any damage so far. They've got the great sword in hand, really trying to use both of their weapons strategically depending on what kind of HP Faison is on. Faison now trying to turn this situation around, but hardymj, man, they're just giving Faison a really, really tough time so far. Faison is struggling to get those hits in. hardymj just hitting him back and forth, left and right on that greatsword. Finally managed to find the end line. NSEG follow-up just barely missing. hardymj with a wonderful dodge to get out of that. There's the read. That could have been the KO. Goes for the weapon throw as well. Not gonna get something off stage, but dude, this is looking very, very scary for Faison so far.
It is, and he's not being able to get the KOs there. Even there, not able to finish Apocalypse. So relatively hard to get the KO off the top of the stage. hardymj now going to have his sword and try his hardest to really, pressure Faison and make a decision. Tries to go for the dare there, not going to connect, but the side air will, as Faison tries to recover. And that's one of the things I like about Cannon, compared to some of the other weapons, because it's side air, it takes you such a long distance. It means it's a pretty good option for recovery. Onyx is going to take down hardymj to go to now 2 stocks, but it's still such a very far distance away.
Absolutely, and there it is, the unarmed recovery coming out as well. hardymj with the full stock advantage here for match point in this set. This is a difficult situation to be in for Faison. Gonna have to try and rack up that damage on those gauntlets. hardymj still just giving Faison a really, really tough time, trying to adapt and maneuver around hardymj's options. hardymj's grounded gameplay has just been looking really, really nuts.
Yeah, and when you're playing Greatsword, you have to have that good grounded gameplay, because if you don't, I mean, you're going to be really, really ineffective on that Greatsword. It's not necessarily as forgiving in the air as it is on the ground. Now, Faison definitely trying to make up something here right now. He has a lot of damage built up on him, and hardymj is getting these nice, these little strings here and there, and they definitely are adding up right now. Tries to find the KO there, will not do it. Stops him in his tracks with the dare there. Now Faison is feeling the pressure off stage, gets the weapon throw, and now there's just one finishing touch for hardymj. He's gonna try his hardest. He's gotta be patient though. He doesn't want this opportunity to slip away. He finds the dodge, he finds the string, and he finds the win.
hardymj with a clean performance, 650 damage against 300. Faison just unfortunately not able to adapt quickly enough. I mean, hardymj was looking just so incredibly strong, but Faison, we're gonna have to follow them and see how they do in the loser side of things, as they are not out yet, because they were not looking bad. Faison, still someone to be very afraid of.
Yeah, and Faison was definitely doing his best to kind of keep up with him, and he was actually able to